Greetings. Elder Blacklight here. I'm just sitting up here thinking about meditating and thinking about certain events that happened in my lifespan. I actually died about two times. Once when I was very, very young, about 4 years, I think 3 or 4 years old, and my mother and my grandmother was telling me about. I got very sick, so the doctors, white doctors, informed my mother that my tonsils need to be taken out because I had breathing problems. It wasn't asthma. They thought it was bronchitis. They didn't know what it was back in those days. That was right around 1949 or the beginning of 1950, the 50s. So it took me to the doctor to get this operation on my tonsils. And some complications arose. I stopped breathing. And the doctors worked themselves up into a sweat trying to revive me. So one of them came down the steps, because this wasn't no big hospital, but it was a small hospital, and they told my mother that I was gone. Some complications arose. So I can remember it, at least parts of it. I remember that while they were working on me, I fell down a tunnel. At the end of that tunnel, it was a light, a white light. And in that white light, there were two nights. You know, a black night and a white night. A black night and a white night. And I was the black knight. And so I defeated, or actually I clashed with the white knight. And when I clashed with the white knight, I woke up. And when I woke up, I was hovering above the doctors, watching them work on me. And so after that, it seems like I was looking up at them. And then I heard him say, "Oh, he's breathing. He's alive," you know. Something to that effect. I can't remember exactly the exact words. And the doctors were sweating. I remember that. Sweat pouring off of me. So I heard him, or I seen him go downstairs and tell my mother that I was all right. I was out of my body. And my grandmother and my mother, they were crying, and when they told them that I was okay, they was hugging one another. The second time I was married, and I didn't have but I don't know if I had no children, but yeah, I had children, but they wasn't there or something. Anyway, it was early in the morning, and I was getting out of bed. I kept blacking out, so I blacked out and woke back up, and I was real lightheaded. So when I stood up, I blacked out again. And every time I blacked out, I see a white. It was white light. So my wife, she got me up, and I was in my 30s, and I said, I got it, and I went to the bathroom and fell out again on the bathroom floor. Luckily, my cousin was coming over that day, that morning, and he picked me up, took me to the doctor, and they operated on me. Once again, I woke up while they were operating on me, and told them, I said, man, y'all ain't finished yet. And the doctors, after they finished operating on me, they were congratulating me. They said, you're a hell of a man. You're a strong man. So I don't know if I died back then, but I was close to it, where I seen all of this. So I figured that I'm on a special mission. Another time that I was close to death was when I was a teenager, and I had a little gang, and these guys jumped out of a tree. A girl accused me of hitting on her, smacking her. And she told her cousins, and they came from a long distance and called me down to her house. When I went down there was only two of them. But he did some more kind of funny whistle, and they come jumping out of trees with a gun. I think it was a 38. And put it to my head and clicked it a couple of times. It didn't go off. And while he was looking at the gun, wondering why it didn't go off, he's doing this, looking in the chamber. And I didn't think to hit the guy, but one of my friends on my side jumped on him. I tackled him, threw him to the ground, wrestled the gun away from him. It's a couple of more times, I could tell you about that I should have been dead. One time I left the gas on all night. My first wife, she left me, and subconsciously I was cooking my own food, but I forgot to turn I don't know what happened. Anyway, the eye of the stove wasn't on, but gas was coming out. I would sleep all night with the gas all in the house. And so a friend of mine came that morning, knocking on the door. I couldn't get up, let him in. So he went and got the landlord. Told the landlord he smelled gas. So the landlord let him in. And I wasn't out or nothing. I guess I was going to go to sleep. But anyway, recently I felt like I got this renewance of energy. And I felt like, well, maybe, I'm on a special assignment. So I wrote this down. Uh, a black man's fight is not for spoils or gain, but to establish righteousness on earth. Righteousness is established from truth. I don't know where I got that from. They are not my words, but words from someone I had picked up on the way. So I believe that's why I'm here, to establish righteousness and truth, on a special assignment, on a mission from the Most High. This is Black Light. I want you to catch that vibe.